All right, boys and girls, so today you are going to have access to all this yarn, and it is gorgeous yarn, but as you can tell, it is just a wee bit tangled up. So I do not want for you to ever get frustrated by this. Basically, when you decide that you're going to choose a string, it's probably going to be maybe 2 feet long, so you don't have to go crazy, but all you want to do, like, let's say when you look at this yarn, you're like, ooh, I really like that one right there. Well, then all you need to do is just pull it out, get enough of the yarn pulled out that you want, and then just snip it. And then you're going to be able to have, excuse me while I snip, then you're going to be able to have the piece of string that you want. Oh, please do not think that you need to try and find the beginning of it, because I guarantee you, you might be searching for the rest of your life. And, you know, it'd be nice to go on to high school at some point. So, I'm going to start with this piece of string right here, and excuse me while I do this. I'm probably getting seasick. So, I have this piece of yarn right here. So, here's what I'm going to do. This is your armature that you're going to be using, your structure, and it's almost like you're thinking of it as a spider web or something. It's just pipe cleaners, and the nice thing, if you ever want to do this at home, something to remember is that when you weave going around, you always need to have an odd number. So you'll notice that I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 strands here. So if you use pipe cleaners, then you just cut off one of them. But the first thing that we need to do is to cover up this center part. So all I'm going to ask you to do is to put it right here, and you're going to take your thumb over here, and all I want for you to do, and this is for the first string only, is that I want for you to begin wrapping it around. This is the only time you're going to be doing this wrappy thing. Once you have it secured there, you're going to rotate and just wrap around here. Your goal is to get this middle part covered up with string. We don't want it to look like the original color of the pipe cleaner. So it's like we're just making a center, just moving around, looking for where it still needs to get covered up. Now, I'm actually going to just keep winding around the center until the whole piece of string is gone. A lot of times people get frustrated with a project like this because they have to keep tying knots. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, today you do not need to tie any knots, and I'll explain to you why. I'm going to leave this right here, and I'm going to go back and get another piece of string. I'll maybe use this one. So I have this one right here. Now I want to show you what I'm going to do. When I cut the string, I'm not going to just cut it as a single piece. I'm actually going to go like this and then bring it all the way to the end and cut it here. What you now have is a double width of yarn, and this is going to make your life so much easier. On one side, I have a little loop, and if I go all the way over here to the other side, I have 2 ends. Now look what you're going to do. You're going to take that little loop, and I want for you to just slide it onto one of the arms here, okay? That's going to eliminate you having to tie anything. Now, if this little stringy thing here is bugging you, just ignore it for right now. I know for some of you that kind of stuff drives you crazy. Just ignore it for now, and in just a bit, you're going to end up making it look awesome, okay? So, well, look what I'm going to do. The loop is right here at the center. I'm holding it fairly close to the center of my little spider web thing here. I'm not holding my yarn way out here. I'm holding it with my thumb. And because I'm right-handed, I'm holding my yarn in my right hand, and with my left hand, I'm holding on to the center of this. I'm not holding it from here. That's too wimpy. You want to hold it right here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this one and under this one. I'll bring it a little closer. I'm going to go over this one and under this one. Now, sometimes what happens is that people get going and then all of a sudden they go, oh, I feel like I'm all twisted. Listen, all you have to do is pretend that your little spider web thing is a wheel and you just need to turn it and rotate. Now you're ready to rock and roll again. We're going to go over, under, over, under, and then when you start to feel uncomfortable in this hand, you feel like you're twisting around, all you have to do is hold on to it with this hand, rotate, and squeeze back down. And I'm going to continue going over and under, always making sure to have my strings all nice and tight towards the center. And you'll notice that I just keep rotating around and around. And I'm going to continue doing this until my string is gone. Now, this is why you don't make your string super, super, super long, because it's fun to change colors. And if you make your string super duper duper long, then you're going to be doing it all day long. Now, notice here, I have these two little things here. Don't worry about them. Just let them drop down to the bottom. We're eventually going to get rid of that. I'm going to go ahead and grab another piece of yarn. And I'm going to show you again. I'm not cutting it very long. And I'm doubling it. I've got a loop on this side, and on this side, it's even. So sometimes what you want to do is have it start on this side, make sure your two ends are even, and then bring it all the way over here to your loop. Now, I just left off right here, and I put those two little strings down here towards the bottom. So now all I'm going to do is lasso up my thing here, and I'm going to continue on my merry way, holding this nice and tight, holding this nice and tight, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to start to go over, under, over, under. And if you can kind of get into a rhythm where you keep rotating it, keeping the pipe cleaners sticking straight out, it is probably not going to take you too long to end up with something quite fabulous. Now, you'll notice that the string that I'm using the yarn that I'm using right now is quite thick. What I might want to do just to make it look a little bit interesting is that I have another type of yarn that's, sometimes it's called eyelash, because it's got all these little hairy pieces coming off of it that sometimes can make it look like your artwork has eyelashes. I'll show it to you here. So here is what that looks like. And so what I'm going to do again is take this, I'm going to cut it right here. I'm going to put the two ends together over here. I'm going to bring it back over here to the loop, right there. And now I'm not going to be bothered by these. I'm just going to push them to the back and say, get out of there, go away. You tell them who's boss. And now I'm going to slide this on, making sure that I'm all the way down towards the center, and I'm going to continue on my merry way going over, under, over, under. Now what's kind of fun is that when you use this eyelash yarn, it kind of gives some dimension to your weaving. And I haven't really been paying close attention to color, but I think that if you do pay a little bit more attention, yours would match a little bit nicer than mine. But you can have a lot of fun with this. So you're just going to continue until you reach the very end of the arms of your spider web. Have fun.